game premiere. And following on Friday, you probably saw Hideo was with us live at Summer Game Fest. Any of you guys see that or with us in the audience? He showed you a scene
Death Stranding 2.
where there's going to be a lot more Neil tonight. There's going to be a lot more Hideo and a lot more of the cast in the game.
Death Stranding 2 stuff.
Very special event.
Okay, this is just like live right now. Jeff and Kojima are at the Orpheum Theater, and they're revealing some stuff on Death Stranding 2. So let's watch.
Away from the launch of the game, and of course, Mr. Kojima will be here, but you're going to get
this is as loud as it gets for now.
Game demo, and you're going to see some stuff that you've never seen before from Death Stranding 2. Multiple clips of it. You're going to get a great sense of this game, and I've had a chance to play a bunch of it. I was in Tokyo a month or so ago, played more than 20 hours of it, and it's really spectacular. So you're going to get a taste of that tonight. Well, enough about me and my experiences. Let's hear from the man, the creator of Death Stranding and a true legend in the entertainment world. Please join me in welcoming the world-renowned game creator, Mr. Hideo Kojima. And Aki will translate, as always. Well, Mr. Kojima, this is a special moment for you and for all of us. Let's take a seat and talk more about Death Stranding 2.
Hell yeah, let's sit down. Hell yeah.
Well, Hideo, as I said, I know it's been a long journey to get here. The game is complete. Now you'll be getting the world tour, and we're starting it here in Los Angeles, where we announced the game a number of years ago. I'm sure you must be looking forward to its final release. I know the fans are looking forward to it. So how are you feeling?
I've been creating games for 40 years, and I had so many things, but this time it was special. We had the pandemic, and I became a little sick during the pandemic, and I thought I would never finish DS2, but I made it, and I'm here today for the event, and I'm happy as ever. Thank you so much, everyone.
Well, that's good to hear. Glad he is no longer sick.
They're going to be even happier when I think they get to play it. You know, we're all itching, obviously, to play through the full game. I got to play some of it, and everyone here is going to get to play it when it comes out June 26. Why don't you tell people what you have in store for them tonight, for those of you here in the audience, and of course, all of you watching the live stream as well.
Well, I edited a couple of trailers you've seen. And I think you're full with trailers, right? My trailers. However,
we love them.
However, Street Day is right around the corner, and I don't want to give any, secret away. So I'll show you a little opening and also the gameplay, and also invite some cast. And I hope everyone
cast. Oh, damn!
Fantastic. You guys into that? We're very much looking forward to the fact that we're going to have some live gameplay.
I'm actually in this game, by the way, chat. I do play the baby,
I want to talk a bit about the journey of bringing DS2 to life. You mentioned the COVID pandemic.
You may recognize me.
I know that you were sick for a while. It was a challenging time for you personally. And I know that affected the story that you wanted to share with the players in that game. So could you maybe talk a little bit about the journey to bring us to this day?
Well, 2016 when I started Death Stranding.
2016.
That area, the social situation was everyone was divided, solitude. So I made that as a theme in DS1. And I said, everyone, let's get connected. And right after that release of the game, we had the pandemic. And my fiction became a little reality. And I experienced a lot during the pandemic. And since we had internet, we had this connection over digital during the pandemic, which was great. But it moved on too much to digital, and we forgot about analog connection to meet a person.
True.
So when I already had the DS2 idea, but I had to scratch that off because I experienced the pandemic. So I rewrote because it's a new connection after pandemic. So I put that in the game system, and I wanted everyone to experience that because it's after the pandemic I created DS2.
So in many ways, you created stories for two games. So the one version, then you rewrote it and reconceived it?
Well, it was just in my head, when I first. And I'm not going to reveal that, so,
Well, you're, of course, back here in Los Angeles now, where we announced DS2 at TGA, and I know LA has been a big part of the story of this game, with you coming here to do a lot of the performance capture with the cast as well, right?
Yeah. I come to LA probably a lot. I have a lot of friends here as well. And when I was a child, I saw a lot of dramas like Chips and all these based on Starsky and Hutch, all these
cop dramas, yeah.
LA thing, and I loved it. And I wanted to be a homicide detective of LA police, but I couldn't be that, I wanted to, but that's how much I love LA.
Well, we're glad to have you here. LA loves you, Hideo. As I mentioned, I was lucky enough to be over in Tokyo just a few months ago to get a chance to play through the early parts of Death Stranding 2. It's a lot of the previews that you read online from media that got a chance to experience the first 20 or 30 hours of the game. And it was, as someone that loved DS1, DS2 really takes things to the next level and adds a lot of new elements that we'll talk about tonight. But I think it really has refined a lot of the ideas that you had in the first game. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the shirt that you're wearing. There you go. There's the reveal. Tell us about this.
Well, I've asked Pablo Uchida to draw a new poster. And you remember the DS1 poster he drew, and I'm a big fan of him, so I asked him again to draw a poster for DS2.
Wow, well, that's beautiful, and that's first look at that poster there as well. Amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Hideo. Where is that going to be used? It's a poster, but we'll...
Yeah, posters, or like the title of the novel that I'll do. I'm like marketing.
This guy's such a great translator, dude. This guy's just locked in.
The game package is, as you know, it's Sam and Lou. So that would be the...
What's the difference between a secret stream and a normal stream? I didn't know I was going to do this stream because I forgot about it. So surprise, it was a secret to me.
And I'm sure you're excited to bring out some of our guests and hear from our guests. So first of all, we have a special video message from our first guest. Let's take a look.
Oh my God, Troy Baker.
Hi everyone.
It's Troy.
Standing here. I play tomorrow in Death Stranding 2 on the beach. And I know the team has put together a very exciting show for you today. I'm so sorry that I couldn't be there, but I will reconnect and see you all very soon. Have fun.
Elle Fanning, of course, plays tomorrow, and we'll be seeing...
Troy had long hair there.
...of tomorrow in action. Don't want to spoil anything, but you're going to learn a lot more about tomorrow tonight.
Tomorrow tonight. Today?
Yeah, tomorrow tonight, exactly. Makes sense. But now let's welcome some of our other special guests to the stage. First up, she plays the role of Rainey in Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Please welcome to the stage the beautiful Shioli Kutsuna. Fantastic. Our next guest, a man who we all know and love. He plays Higgs, back again for DS2. The one and only Troy Baker. Come on out, Troy.
Oh, that's Troy. Oh. That's Troy
and finally,
Baker. Oh.
Let's bring out someone who's been deeply involved in the music of Death Stranding 2. He's flown all the way from Paris, France to be here. Please give a warm welcome to Woodkid. let's yeah, Jake, go over there. We're all here. All right, well, let's take a seat and get this show started. First of all, I want to ask all of you guys about your involvement with Hideo. Shirley, tell me about how did you get involved in this project? How did Mr. Kojima reach out to you?
I got a text from my friend, actress Rinko Kikuchi. She's a Japanese actress. And she was like, oh, Hideo wants to be in touch with you. And I had no idea what she meant. But the next thing I knew, I was at his office and with like a huge screen with like the most coolest artwork of my character. And he was like briefing me with all the details and just like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hideo, why did you want to have Shirley in this game?
ですね、日本のキャラクターを出したかったんです
Well,
ね。
I wanted to have a Japanese character.
アジアの人を CG にする
Like,
とかなり難しいんですよ。
It's very difficult and challenging to have an Asian kind of person as a CG, and I wanted to really do my
まあ
best
英
this
語
time.
で喋って日本語でも
But,
喋れないといけないので
You know, it has to be someone who could speak
native
native English and also speak
まあしおりさんを
Japanese.
狙ってたんですけ
And I
ど、
always thought about
ア
Shiori
ドレ
as
スがわから
casting,
ない。
but I didn't know her address.
菊池凛子さん
So I
まあ
knew Rinko
友達だったんで
Kikuchi, my friend,
メール
so
送って
I kind of mailed her saying, hey,
彼女のアドレスを聞
I
いたん
need
ですけ
her
ど、
address, you know.
リン
Then
コ
she
さん
told
は
me.
リンコさんは私には役はないので
And Rinko was like, you're not asking me, you know, but never mind. I wanted to just, you know, contact Shiori.
Well, it worked out. You're incredible. We're going to see some scenes, I know, today, featuring Troy. You have a long history with Mr. Kojima across multiple franchises, and Higgs is back in DS2. But you obviously started collaborating with him on Metal Gear, and now into this. Tell us a bit about returning to the role of Higgs 5 years later. How does it feel?
That's a weird thing to think about. It's been 5 years. First of all, whenever you have a new project like this, a new idea, no matter how experienced you are, it's always a little scary to come up with something new. And you guys have been so incredibly supportive. And in 5 years, we've watched this community grow to such an amazing level and with such voracious support for this story, for this character, for all of the characters. And so to come back to this 5 years later, after seeing, I gotta say, Higgs cosplay is like next level, y'all. And it is always cool every time.
The cosplay's
so
cool.
now I can see how much this story, how much these characters, and especially
Bro
the
liked
story
her,
that we
that
try to
lady?
tell
I
and
think
the
so.
message that we try to communicate with this game, how much that's resonated with you guys. So to come in 5 years later and go, okay, now let's take it up higher. We all rose to that challenge, and I think that we did a damn good job. I can't wait for you guys to play it.
I would agree. Woodkid, at South by Southwest, it was revealed your collaboration with Hideo. And tonight we'll talk a lot about that because it's a very deep collaboration that you had across the score and soundtrack. And we'll hear some of your incredible work tonight. But tell me, how did this collaboration begin with Hideo?
Hideo called me for the director's cut of the first episode, the first installment, and he wanted to use 2 songs from my second record on it. And it was, of course, a honor because I grew up with Hideo's game, so it was just like a dream coming true. And I think just during the pandemic or something, I think he called me and be like, "Would you want to come and work differently now, like writing music?" And that's how it started. Just me going to Japan right after lockdown, I think, and starting to work in the offices. And that's how it all started, what you're going to see tonight.
Yeah, I know you spent a fair amount of time actually in the KJP office, and this was a different level of collaboration for you, Hideo, I think, with a musician. Tell us a bit about that.
僕の
Well,
まあオフィスとか
I have my
自分の
little
席の隣に
office, you know, and then there's a meeting space right next
そ
to
こをまあ
it.
ヨ
So
アンの席にして
I said, this is
そこ
Yoan's
に
room.
朝早くヨアン
And he comes early in the morning and he goes late at night.
で僕トイレ行った帰りにかな
And every time I go to the bathroom, I kind of stop by and say, hey, what's your new song? And he made me listen to the, you know, and I also did like the training with him together, like stretch in the morning with my trainer.
変わった感じです。
So it was a really strange relationship. He was there for like a long time.
I wasn't abducted. There was nothing weird. But it was consensual.
But I think, your games always have music as a key through line, and it feels like for this one, the songs he was working on really have an emotional connection to the story, right? And there were themes and emotions that you're really trying to convey, not only through the lyrics, but through the music and tone. So I'm sure that was part of your storytelling in many ways, right?
音楽は、作品の映画もそうです。
Well, same as movies.
80%
Music is like, I don't know, maybe 80% is like important. Music is important. Like sound effect as well.
音楽
Like music,
例えば
sound
音
effects.
が全くなくても
And
効果
there
はある
could be like a total silence, and that could be a sound effect as well.
Okay, yeah,
So-
that's true.
Again, you have a controller, you have a monitor in front of you, a 2D, and you just have a music or sound effect coming in, 2D. You don't have any temperature, you can't taste anything. But if you have sound effect and music, you get more
あるいはそ
immersive.
の感情を
And
くすぐるように
it also kind of affects your
セリ
emotion
フがなくて
through
も音楽が鳴るだけで
music. You might not need a dialogue sometimes. You have like a happy song or a sad song, and it really
非常に重要だと思い
evokes
ます。
your
はい
emotions. So I think music is in that way very important.
Yes, well, we'll see some demonstrations tonight, I think, of how much music is key to the experience of DS2. All right, well, we've got much more to talk about, but I think you guys are here also to see some footage that's never been shown before of Death Stranding 2.
Oh my God, never before seen
Before we get
footage.
to the
Let's go.
gameplay demo, Hideo has prepared a couple of clips from the game that he wants to showcase for you. So first of all, we're going to look at Tomorrow, played by Elle Fanning, and Rainey, played by Shirley, in-game. Do you want to tell us anything about what we're about to see, Hideo?
最初のシーンは東京ゲームショウ
Well,
で出したんです
I
けど
already shown this at Tokyo
ま
Game Show,
今日は英
but
語版
today I wanted to show the
あの
English version of
トゥモロー
it.
とレイニーの関係がどうなの
Tomorrow
かみたい
and Rainey's relationship, you'll get it in the English dialogue.
Great. Okay, here's the first look at that clip.
Finally, actual cutscenes. Or, well, maybe gameplay. We'll see.
Thank you.
Hey, wait, we already saw this one.
In the place where I came from, no one gave birth to babies. They just stayed inside their mother's bellies.
Well, in our world, babies are born and grow up to be adults. Or at least they're supposed to.
It's only natural that Tomorrow wouldn't understand. After all, she was living in a realm of the dead. I wouldn't expect children to be born into such a place.
But Rainey's baby will be born, right?
In due time, of course. Isn't that so?
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Raindrops are falling on my head. And just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling.
So I just did me some talking to the sun.
Oh, that was terrible.
I thought it was pretty good, actually.
So you'll be a mother who gives birth to her baby.
I just can't wait.
Talk about terrible, Sam. I've heard dogs with better tone.
Well, let's talk a bit more about the relationship between Tomorrow and Rainey. Hideo, what can you tell us about what we should take away from that scene about their relationship?
サムが旅をして
Well, Sam is
マゼラン号というのがつい
traveling,
てくるんですけ
and
ど
you have this Magellan following you.
仲間をどんどん呼んで
And in the Magellan, you kind of
仲間が
group
増えていくんですけど
your members onto the
トゥ
Magellan.
モローもレイニーもちょっと
And
特殊能
Tomorrow
力ある
and
ちょっ
Rainey,
と過去にいろいろある
of course, has special abilities, but they were even fragile. They were like very lonely. So they come in, and you're closely, slowly connecting with them as well, all of them. So Sam, in DS1, he connected the world just alone. But this time, you could summon the Magellan once you connect the chiral network. So you could go back, and they will always be there for you. So to Sam, it's almost like a home. So you could see the progression of how they grow inside, as a team in the Magellan. So that's my goal there.
Shirley, we heard you singing there, I think, right? That was your voice?
Yeah.
What was it like recording that scene, but also getting to sing?
Well, we sang it. I think did we shoot that scene? Yeah, we shot that scene as well, but in addition, there was ADR, and I'm doing the voice for both English and Japanese, and I don't sing usually. Okay. So I think I was nervous the most to shoot this scene, because it's like completely silent in the ADR room, and you can just hear your voice back, but it was a fun scene.
Well, you sound great.
Thank you.
Should sing some more. Absolutely. Troy, we know that you sing, and you sing damn good. We heard your voice for the first time, I think, at the DS2 reveal trailer at TGA. We heard you doing Higgs doing BB's theme. So can we expect some Higgs singing in this game?
If he lets me, absolutely. If you don't know, like I got my start. I thought I was going to make my dent in the world as a musician, and life went no. And instead, I've got this really cool other path for you to follow, and I'm grateful for that. And one of the things that I love most about working with Hideo is the fact that he looks at who we are as people, and he infuses that into the character. And that is something that is such an honor, and I don't say that lightly, because it's so much fun just for someone to go, hey, I want you to sing, or I want you to create your music in this thing that you've always been passionate for. I'm going to make you do something you're not comfortable doing, but that becomes a part of the character. And so I'm grateful. He gave me a chance to sing. I did my best. I hope you guys like it, because definitely, as you've seen, the music, the bar for the music in this game is super high. So I'm just happy to try and vault over it.
Well, Higgs didn't have a guitar at first. And during COVID, when I was, everyone was feeling low, I was watching maybe YouTube, and I saw Troy's channel, and he was singing with a guitar, and I was really touched. I knew he could sing, but I thought, wait, he could sing really good. So I talked to Yoji, saying, hey, can you design a guitar for Higgs?
Can I design a guitar?
So I don't want to say so much to spoil things, but Troy is just constantly singing in the game. So don't worry.
Lots of Troy
music. Can I tell one more story?
Yes,
just one more quick story. This also speaks to how open he is to what we do. So you guys have seen this part. The first thing you ever see when Higgs comes in, and he goes, Sam the man, same as it ever was. That was a rehearsal, because when I hear the line, same as it ever was, I automatically think Talking Heads. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Okay.
So I do that thinking there's no way they're going to keep that. Someone from legal's going to go, what are you, crazy? And he goes, that's
what is this event? What is this evening bringing? More Death Stranding 2.
Well, having played the game,
they're just kind of getting started, and they're interviewing all the people, but I'm pretty sure we're about to see some more gameplay in just a minute.
Song. We heard your voice on
well,
that.
never before seen.
Beautiful, amazing, emotional piece of music on the trailer.
And this is why I bought a PlayStation 5 as well, PS5 Pro.
Tell us about the collaboration,
which is just over here.
Because you've done over a dozen different tracks with him, some vocal, some instrumental. Tell us about how you approached, collaborating with him for the music.
With a lot of respect, first of all, for his work and for the work of Ludwig and Lauror, and just the path that has been written on the first game. So I was very humbled, and it's all about making procedural music. So it's a bit different in this game because it's not just like taking some pop songs and putting them in the game. This time we've tried to engineer songs that were completely procedurally rebuilt by the engine. So it is procedural music. It is music that evolves based on the gameplay's actions, on the gameplay sequences, and it is so different for me. It's just a very nerdy approach of music, so I had to reverse engineer the tracks and really build them through musical theory and almost building our own samplers so that the harmony could be built based on the actions. So it's fascinating. It's an amazing process. I'm very grateful. I learned so much in the process.
Yeah. For a song like To the Wilder, does Hideo give you sort of a theme that he wants, an emotional, a feeling that he wants you to bring to life in music, or how do you collaborate on that in the lyrics and the feeling?
Yeah, Hideo came in the office with like just the idea of making a song first that would be like kind of like a lead single for the game, but it came with like the script, and I have this pile of paper I try to like digest, and then the only thing that came in my mind was the idea of wilderness, and To the Wilder was something that came really quickly. I remember we had a demo and it was just like humming stuff like To the Wilder, and the To the Wilder came. I was just like in the very early on in the kind of random lyrics that I wrote, and it was like, yeah, that I like. And then I built all around this idea of what it is to be wild, but not just as a landscape, but also as like what it is to be wild as a person.
いろんなキャラクターのテーマをヨアンに書いてもらって。
And also, Yoan created a lot of themes for each character.
早い時期にラフが出来上がってて、
the rough
しおりさんも一緒に聞きましたよね。
he sent to me, he made it very quickly, so I listened to Shiori as well with her character. So during the performance character, there was this rainy scene that we had to shoot with Shiori. We kind of put that music on the set. On that timing, the rainy theme, so that she could act according to it. So we did that too. So even during shooting, I
Is this an event connected to the Xbox event? Nah, this is just Kojima and Jeff Keighley hanging out.
Wow. Well, we're going to hear much
They're at the Orpheum Theater in LA.
But I know you have something
This
else.
is kind of more tied to the Summer Games Fest, but I don't know. They could have been at the Xbox event earlier. Who knows?
Yes.
They get around, they chat, they're in the industry.
Else scenes. And she's a mystery character, but she has special abilities, and she's actually really actions and moves. So I thought I'd bring in that scene. Don't be too surprised watching this, how she actions.
This is when the event starts to get crazy. Wait until you guys see this scene. Let's check this out tomorrow.
Oh, finally. All right, some new stuff. Finally, here we go. Took all that time. Oh. Girl, put her hair up. It's gonna get serious. What the hell, dude? Oh. Oh, wow. Girl, you need a shower.
Thank you.
Come on, right?
What the hell was that, man?
Crazy game. Well, now you can see some of what Tomorrow can really do in the full game. Hideo, give us a little bit of context. You don't even want to spoil much, but what are we seeing there about Tomorrow's abilities?
まあサムよりするのはちょっと問題あるんですけど、
Well, it's a little problem. She's stronger than Sam.
まあタールが出るんですけど、
Well, she has
彼女の
tars
体から
coming out
それ
from
が
her
時間
body,
を進めるんです
and that, precedes the time, right, when something touches.
まあそれぐらいしか言えない
So I think that's the only secret I could tell you right now.
In that scene also, you talked about your collaboration with Woodkid. Woodkid, I believe that's some of your music that we're seeing there, right, as
あ
well?
の曲も
Hearing Jeff.
Yes, it's a Yoan's song, yeah.
So tell us a bit about, what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's a song called Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's,
Where'd you get the name?
Worked hard on that title.
I remember seeing that scene and being like blown away by the strangeness of it, and I thought that we had to make a song that was completely deconstructed because there was some kind of craziness in it that had to be reflected in the music. So it's this kind of industrial breadcore that is fully
2 is coming out
by
in a
process of
few,
composing
like
it,
a week or
how
so.
the engine
Couple
kind of
couple weeks.
randomize everything. And
It's
I
like less than 2 weeks to
with,
2.
tools that help me
So if you're playing 1, you got a little bit of time, but it's going to be quick.
Hopefully in a good way, but it's like it's just breaks over breaks, and he goes crazy, crazy, crazy. And I remember Hideo always pushing me like more crazy, more crazy. So it's like, yeah, we had a lot of fun editing that.
It's
that
very,
scene.
yeah, very arresting, amazing scene. Shirley, that's another side of Tomorrow. Is Rainey jealous of her abilities?
Yeah, I mean, how cool is that scene? I remember when I first even watched them rehearsing it with like this strange, I don't even know what you call like this equipment that can do all these kinds of moves. I was so jealous. It was so cool.
Troy, we don't have a Higgs scene today, unfortunately.
What?
I sent you one and you wouldn't play it.
Too many spoilers, Hideo said.
Too many spoilers.
But, Higgs, obviously. What can you tell us about Higgs in this game? What will Hideo let you tell?
I mean, dude, we went talk about going nuts and crazy. I thought we went crazy the first time. Nope. Nope. I will say this. Get juice. We're just going to say no spoilers because we want you to play the game. We're not going to show you everything right now. But what I can tell you are there are scenes that I'm really proud of. I mean, I'm proud of the game, but like when you step on it, it's easy to go, okay, I know what this is like. I know how to do this. And every scene was something that was like, I don't know if I can do this, man. And there's some great story that we get to really unpack, some parts of Higgs that we get to unpack in this, and I'm grateful that we did. I'm grateful that we didn't leave everything on the dance floor the first game, that there is more to explore with Higgs in this. Not just my character, but everybody. Leia Sadu, oh my God, in this game. We haven't even talked about her yet. You guys don't even know what you're in for. So I'm grateful that there's no shortage of ideas when it comes to Hideo and the vision of this, but also like that we as performers get the opportunity to try to execute that. And obviously we want to live up to the vision, we want to live up to our own expectation, but now, just like you said, it's been 5 years, second game, the bar is higher. More than anything,
True.
what everybody that stepped foot on that
Very
stage
true.
into the office wants to do is give you guys the experience that you're not even expecting to get. And we blow past those expectations. That's what we want to do. Yeah.
まあ今日はまあヒックス持って
Well,
きてないんですけど、
today I don't have Higgs scenes, sorry.
DS1 やった人は分かるんですけ
But
ど、
how many played
すごいほど戦ってますけど、
DS1? Remember, you battled so much with
今回は
Higgs.
その3倍ぐらい
This time,
出てきますんで、
I'm gonna make you battle 3 times
ヒ
more.
ックス嫌いになるぐらい。
And you're gonna
まだ来んのかみた
you're
いな
gonna go like Higgs again, you know.
で、まあ最後にちょっと泣けるかも。
But
Okay,
at the end,
that's good. More
you
fights
might
with
cry a
Higgs.
bit.
That's good.
Hope he's going to make it. All right. Well, we've seen a couple of scenes. I know everyone's very eager to get to the next part of the show because I understand we're going to show a live demo of DS2, right?
Live gameplay.
はい、まあもうすぐ発売なんでこればっかり言
Well,
ってます
it's going to be
けど、
released
まずオー
soon,
プニングを
but I
見て
wanted
いた
to
だき
show
ます。
you the real opening part of the game.
で、DS1 のオープニングちょっと重ねて意図的にしてます。
I've kind of overlapped with the DS1 opening as well, deliberately.
もう一個は、
And one more game scene is,
ニールが出てくるところ
well, it's the Neil scene.
Yes. Fantastic. Yeah, we're going to see multiple sequences from the game, and we're very mindful of not spoiling anything for people that are going to see it. But yeah, I know we're going to start out with live playthrough of the game. As Hideo said, you're going to see the literal opening kind of 5 minutes of the game.
5 minutes, all right.
And it's going to be played live by a member of the KJP team, Yoshike, who's backstage right now, or he's actually going to come out here right now, and you're going to meet him, and he's going to play it on a PlayStation 5 Pro for you today. Here's Yoshike. Came all the way from Tokyo to play the game. He's a
昨日も練習したんですけど、
Yesterday he was
あまりに
practicing,
も緊張してお腹を壊しま
and he
し
was so nervous yesterday. He had a bad stomach yesterday. He's okay today.
た。さっきリハでちょっと失敗したん
But
で、
we did a
ゲ
rehearsal,
ームオーバーになったらごめんなさい。
and he kind of made a mistake at the rehearsal. So if he goes game over, I'm sorry. I'll apologize in
And
advance.
backstage, he's literally for the past 2 hours been playing again and again and again and again because he's so nervous about it. But the opening, obviously, you'll see the battle scenes get a little more intense. But yeah, we're going to show you the first sort of 5 minutes of the game. You'll hear some music from Woodkid. And anything you want to do to set this up, Hideo?
そうですね。はい。
Yeah, let's show it.
Okay, so we're going to look at the beginning of Death Stranding 2 for the first time.
Okay, let's go.
And remember, this is all real-time in-engine on PS5 Pro.
All right, finally. Here it is.
Locked quarters. Through freezing rain and biting wind. Across rivers, mountains, and endless deserts. They come to deliver something priceless. A glimpse of a life I've never known. They're my window. My sole connection to the outside world. And I know they'll be back again today.
The audio's a little weird. Tommy Earl Jenkins is back in. What was his name? Deathface or something?
Now, I'm sure, Hideo, people are wondering, we're seeing some of the names from DS1 here in the opening credits. What can you tell us about that?
Sorry for the cheering, but we have like flashback scenes and also from DS1 scene, an explanation for the DS1 scenes in the game. So they're appearing in that part.
Oh.
Sure.
So some of these names here might not be in 2. They might be flashbacks from 1 or scenes that go back to 1.
This is in the border of Mexico and UCA.
Oh, wow. There it is. Rorman Needus.
So it's
there it is.
11 months after the ending of DS1. So you see Sam here. And he's just living on himself, delivering. And Lou, 11 months old, is actually delivering with Sam. So this is a tutorial stage. So I want people to learn the camera controls or the basic controls, the basic ones. So this is already in the game.
で、カメラちょっと動かしてもら
And
う
okay, we're gonna change the camera a little bit.
Okay.
はい。
Open world.
ですね。ちょっとズームとかする
And we could maybe zoom it a minute. Yep.
はい。まあ、ここ最初、チュートリアル
So this is the real first part, the tutorial.
で、
Cool.
ちょっと習慣にしてもらう。
All right, let's change the camera here.
ここが、
And
あそ
that's
こがサムの
the
隠れ家で
goal.
す。
It's Sam's
で、
hideout.
あっこまで帰りましょ
So
うと
the
いう。
first mission
まあ
is to
簡単な
go
ミッション
back to your hideout. That's a simple
まあ、オ
mission,
ープン
yeah?
ワールドなんでどこで
So
も
it's an open world game, so you could go
それを学
anywhere.
習してもらうと。
And I
まあ
want
バランス
people
をとって
to, learn the controls. You could go anywhere. So let's move on. So
音
listen,
楽聴いてくださいね。
listen carefully here.
走ると今ドラム
When
鳴っ
you
てま
run,
す。
you hear the drum rolls,
止
right?
まると
You stop.
ドラムなくなります。
No drums.
プレイヤーのアクション
So
でアレンジが変わ
the
ります。
music
ヨアンの
arrangement
曲ですけど
changes. It's a Yoan's Woodkid song, but it will change according to players' actions.
で、ルートによって
Oh,
も
that's interesting.
even it
Okay.
also changes according to which route you
今こ
take.
こ走ってますけど、
So he's on
ま
top
あ
of
メ
the
ロディ
hill.
ーとリズムがあります
You
ね。
hear the melody, you have the rhythm coming
で
in.
ちょっと道を外
And
れ
then,
て
okay, let's
みる
go
と
sidetrack a little bit.
リズムとメロディ
So
ーがなくなって
the rhythm and the melody goes away.
ストリングスと、まあ、ピアノが入っ
And
て
you're
く
going
る
to slowly start to hear the
これ
strings
一つの
and
曲
the
なんです
piano.
ね。
So this is the
なんで
same song,
プレイヤーによってサントラが変わると。
the soundtrack will differ according to how you play it, to each player.
ヨアンにお願いして。
Guided
That's
by
pretty
So,
sweet.
yes. So I have to say thank you, Woodkid, because this was such a difficult job.
まあちょっと自動演奏みたいな感じで
It's
す。
almost like auto play, right? Auto music.
で、まあここはどこからでも行けるので。
So you could
まあちょ
go
っと
anywhere here.
カイラルクリーチャー
Oh,
という
there's a chiral creatures.
まあすぐ行ってもいいですけど、ちょっと戻
We
りましょう
could
か。
go into them, but let's
あんま
avoid
り
them
攻
for
撃し
now.
ないと害はないんですけど。
They won't attack you unless you attack them, so you could just
で、これ、
move away.
Oh my God, it's the Snow
using
Runner
the sensors.
attraction.
It's the same. The
Dude,
red
this
places
is
are
Snow
slippery
Runner and
areas.
Expedition.
大体
Like it shows you red and yellow where you can, easily climb and stuff. This is hilarious.
You don't have so much equipment at
Roadcraft,
this
Snow
stage,
Runner,
but you could still go. All right,
Expeditions.
let's go back top on the mountains, and you'll hear
This
the
game has
rhythm
Nicholas's
and
full
the
attention.
melody coming back in, the chorus.
He's going to have a full spreadsheet on this one by the end of the week.
And also, let's move on. And the camera changes at sometimes. I call it like the Peter Jackson camera.
で、これが嫌な人は
And if you
戻
don't
してもいい
like
です
this, you could hit the button and the camera will switch back.
補正をしてるので落ちないように
But, and I
That's
also, when
cool.
it's during
Look
this
at how
camera,
cool
you
that
won't
is.
fall. So I kind of, programmed that you won't fall. But
まあでもバランス取らないと落ちない。
But you need to balance. It's not as easy as you see.
で、どっからでも行けます。
And you
ここ
could
で
go
まあ
anywhere,
デス
right?
ストのこの体重移動みたいな
And
も
you
のを
have to kind of
学習してい
learn
ただ
the
く。
balancing so you won't fall. You don't want to fall.
で、今回はですね、リアルタイムで地形が
And
変わ
also
ることが
this
あります。
time, the map changes real
地震
time
とか火災とか洪水
because
と
you
かが
have
起こるの
natural
で
disasters like
まあ道が
earthquakes,
なくなったり
floods,
するんですけど、
forest
ここは地
fires.
震の
Really?
So I'm going to show you a little bit of the
地震来ますよ
earthquake.
地震
Yeah, there's a small one
Right.
coming.
これちょっとちっちゃい地震
And this is a
これ
small one
でも
to
バランス取らないと
predict a
落ちちゃうんで
bigger one, but you need to keep balance not to fall
もうちょっ
off.
と行くと
All right, let's go a little
ち
further.
ょっと大きな地震来ます
But then a big one's going to come.
これは踏ん張らないとこけます
You have to really stand still and balance, otherwise you fall.
Wow.
ここが、雪山だと雪崩になる
Now you could imagine if this was a snowy mountains, you'll get like avalanches.
なんで地形が変わるのでちょっ
So
と大変な
That's something
as you
to
can see,
consider.
the map changed. Now you can't go there
で
Oh,
anymore.
it says
ルーちゃん
seven.
が地震で泣いてる
And
ので
Lou is starting to cry
ちょっと怪し
because
みましょうかね。
was scared.
Oh,
So
the
let's
route changed based on environmental. Oh my God, this totally is roadcraft.
see the movement of the controller here, as you can see,
はい
and you could soothe Lou.
顔を見てもいいですよ顔を
Or
ズーム
you
しても
could close up. You could see the close up of Lou's face and
はいルーちゃん泣いてますけど、
we'll
ね、
stop crying, but okay, we're
ル
soothing.
ーちゃん機嫌直った
Okay, Lou is
Lou
now
ちゃん笑ってます。
happy. Yeah, yeah, smiling.
はいよかったですね
All right, let's put it back.
まあルーちゃんのことを心配しながらも
So you have to take care of
で
Lou
ここから
too.
結構まだ長いの
All
で
right,
ちょっとここで一回止
we're
め
gonna
ますね
cut here because it's gonna have a long distance, but that's the beginning.
What'd
Wow.
you guys think of that? Incredible.
All right, that's pretty. We learned a lot in just a short amount of time, right off
Amazing
the.
to see the world,
right off the beginning.
music, and all that come together in such a beautiful way. Hideo.
Is the baby
we also now
playable
wanna
character?
show
I guess we'll find out.
some other gameplay moments from the game. We're going to skip a little bit ahead, right? And show another gameplay
そうです。
moment. So
まあ配達のゲームなんで。
Yeah, it's a delivery
配
game.
達を出したいんですけど。
But I want to show the delivery
配達見てるとしん
process.
どいと思う。
But I think you'll be bored
プレイは面白い
watching
と思う。
delivery. Of course, playing is fun, but watching is
ちょっと
different.
戦闘シーン
So I brought in like a action scene.
前回クリフっていうのが出てきた
So
の
you
マッツ
you
さん
remember Cliff, played by Mats in Death
ちょっとクリ
Stranding
フに
1.
重ねてます。
So I have a little bit character that
サムが
resembles
謎の
that.
空間に引き込
So
まれて
Sam goes into this unknown
そこ
world,
でのゲームプレイ。
and it's a gameplay on that
結構
area.
戦闘なので
So it's a battle
吉池
scene.
君が失敗するかもしれ
So
ない
I hope Mr. Yoshike will
A
fumble
battle
this one.
scene.
Hope you could cheer for him back there.
Nicholas,
He's
wouldn't that be
playing-
cool in
he's been
SnowRunner
practicing this.
or Roadcraft or whatever if there were like environmental changes while we were
He's ready
playing?
backstage, so let's take
Like
a
an
look
avalanche or
at,
something that would happen and
this
change up the map a
battle
bit?
sequence from Death Stranding 2.
Oh my god, a battle sequence. Ooh, what the hell?
So
まあ前は戦争の
remember the last
空間
time
の
was
災害の
different
空間で
wars, but this
ここは
time
火
it's
災ですね
different
火事の空間
natural disasters. So this is
まあ
representing
花火上
the
がってますけど
fire. So you have like fireworks and things like that. But you
綺麗ですけ
see, it looks beautiful, but it's
で
dangerous.
噴石みたいなのが降って
Was this like a
And
New
there'll be
Year's Day
like
celebration?
Lava's
であそこ
flying
にリメインズ
around.
っていうその
And you
災
see
害
like
に遭った人たちのまあ
this
ゴースト
ghost, we call it remains. You see some ghosts walking by as well.
どんどん火災が広がる
So yes, the fire starts to spread.
ドールマンですね今の
And Dolman, as a
Does he
sidekick,
mean
will
like
speak to you
different
too. So there's this fireworks still going on.
どんどん噴石が
Elements?
And
So
all
there'll be
these
like a
lavas
fire,
falling at you.
クジラ
water, like
Well, actually,
floods.
the lava is as part of the whales, but anyways.
でこれニールさんの
And
護衛
you see the warriors, we call it,
来ました
who is guarding
はい
Neil,
で
comes out.
右に通路がありまして
So you could go
あっち
to the
に行ったらいいん
right
ですけど
and
あっち行く
sneak,
と戦闘じゃなくて
but you
Oh
won't
yeah, it
battle.
would have been cool to put out fires in Roadcraft. You're
I know
right.
everyone wants
They
to
need
see
to add
battle,
that.
right? So
'Cause they
we're
kinda had
gonna
that
go
in
through the
SnowRunner
middle
with the
this
camera.
time.
まあオーストラリアなんで
And since this is
ブーメラン
Australia, I'm going to use a
ブラッドブーメランっていうのを使ってみたい
blood boomerang.
Oh, we're in
right?
Australia.
サムの血が入ったやつですね
So Sam's blood is in
ちょっ
there.
と見にくいです
So okay, it's a little hard to see, but I think he's aiming.
これは失敗しないと思いますけどね
I think he won't make a mistake here.
あ行きました
Yeah, good hit.
まあブーメラン戻ってくるんです
And boomerang comes back.
戦いたくない人は別の道行ってくださいね
But if you're not good at battling, you could actually sneak away as well. You could always have that option.
お
Options are good.
The boomerang came back.
はいいなくなりましたんで
All right,
ただ
we
まあ
got.
どんどん火災が広がってい
All
く
right,
の
the
で
fire is starting to spread.
もう噴石が来ました
Yes, all these things flying around.
でタールキャノンというの
So
があ
we
りま
use
して
something
こ
called
れ
the
ちょっ
tar
と重たい
cannon.
んですけど
It's a little heavy
これで
equipment.
Oh wow, we're putting out
But you
fires
could
with tar.
distinguish
はい
the
あ
fire.
山火事もこれで消
You
せ
could even put out forest fires
持って
with
くの重たい
this.
ですよこれ
But it's very heavy, so you have to, think about when
Kojima
you're
buys
carrying
the
this.
SnowRunner
火を消
license.
すことができ
And you
る
could,
あ見つかりましたね
Makes a fun
they
side game.
find you now.
で
The warriors
こ
found you.
のタールキャノンでも
But this
倒せ
tar
ます
cannon is actually usable as a weapon, so you could shoot the warriors
倒
too.
しましたねはい
Yep, we got him.
ちょっと火を消してもらって
All right, we're
まあ
gonna
別
take
ルー
out
ト
the
行ったらいい
fire.
んですけど消さなくて
Well,
も
of course, you could take any route, but let's go through the middle.
はいまあ結構重いんで
And it's a very heavy equipment, so he's a little slow.
So this isn't linear. There seems to be other routes.
噴石来ましたあ危ない危ない
Yep, watch out.
でここから結構長い
Okay, from here, it takes a little while, so I'm gonna skip.
この後もウォリアーズがいっぱい出てき
So
ます
there'll be more warriors coming up.
Yes.
まあ吉家君今まで大丈夫なんで
And I think Yoshike did a good job,
Yeah.
Come
yeah?
on, show us a boss
All
battle.
right. We're gonna skip to the next scene for the battle,
Oh,
ニール
good,
が待って
good.
ます
Battle
where
of Neil.
Neil is
ニール
waiting,
と
and the
4人の
warriors, 4 warriors,
ウォリアーズがい
are
ます
waiting.
ここはこれ結構難しいんで
This is a difficult part.
祈ってください
So could you pray for Yoshike-san, please?
And one thing we should say, Hideo, is this is from pretty early in the game still, right?
そうですそうです
Yes, it's
まあ
from.
クリフも何回か遭遇し
Well,
ま
you
したけど
met Cliff a
ニール
couple
の空
times,
間にも
but
何回も
Neil
行
the
きます
same. You go numerous
で
times to
災
this
害のシー
world,
ンなんでまあ今回
and
は
it's the natural disaster. This time it's fire, as I said. It could be like the earthquake or the flood, kind of. So you go to that world.
Incredible. All right, well, let's take a look now at this, the continuation of this sequence, battling Neil.
So Sam has a lot of equipment. So we're going to show you a little equipment as well. Like, okay, let's wear a cap.
A hat?
So we have so many caps, but this time you could reverse the cap when you wear it. Norman does this. So you could kind of wear it reverse. Great improvement.
Game of the year.
Also the backpack. You see the back plate, which protects you, or the rotor storage and grenade pouch, and also chiral anti-gravity device.
What?
I always put that 3 so that helps my I could put a lot of weight on my backpack. But okay, this is the. Of course, you could change the colors too. But so this is the equipment this time. We have a lot of things on our back. Let's battle Neil.
Huzzah. Oh. Cool.
Okay, we're going to confront the Warriors and Neil. So let's do a little stealthy first. Well, we're just trying to defeat Neil, but we want to get the Warriors too. So we'll find one warrior, and we're sneaking behind. And we got him with the rope.
This must be one of the first early boss fights. It seems pretty easy.
We got one warrior. Yep. All right. Oh, wait. We see Neil right there.
Oh, there he is.
And Neil's like looking away. So let's use an assault rifle.
Yeah, take that, Neil.
Oh, wait. He warped out. All right. We got to find him again. Yeah, you need to kind of do a headshot to the Warriors to defeat them.
Boom, headshot.
Well, he's doing good. Wait, I think he warped up at the tower. Yeah, and with Warriors as well. Well, okay, where should we go? You could go anywhere, so... Yeah, don't be too obsessed with the fireworks. You got to find a route.
This actually looks pretty sweet. It's very, very similar to the battles of Death Stranding 1, though. I don't know if that's good or bad. Or at least the battles with
oh, that's a nice
whatever
shot.
Mad's character was, whatever his name was.
Yeah, this is not really cool.
But this could be one of the earlier battles to like introduce.
Wait a minute. They kind of found him. Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
All right. Let's change weapons. Oh, that was close. We need to get Neil, though. Well, be careful. Oh, Cryptobite. Yeah, we need to take Cryptobite. Sorry for the life.
あ、やばい。
Well, you're in trouble.
よしよしよし。
All right, good. I think we got him.
Eh, 逃げられましたんで。
Well, I think we got him.
屋上に逃げましたっけ。
And maybe he went somewhere. Oh, he went to the
はい
rooftop.
はい。
He's getting away.
ちょっと苦戦してますね、彼はね。
Well, Yoshiki is struggling.
AI なんでどこ行くかわからへんので。
Because it's, AI, I don't know where they're gonna go.
Might it be worth getting up close and personal with them?
まあタワーの上なんでちょっと接近
Probably
戦になると思います。
Up the tower, so we're gonna go find him.
Building they've garrisoned.
お、ショットガンあります
Whoa,
から。
okay, we found a
まあ
shotgun.
接近戦ですね。
All right, we're gonna go close combat.
ちょっと荷物強いすぎですけど。
Yeah, and maybe too much package on our back.
で、まあサム声を出せるんで。
And Sam could
声
also
をかけ
kind
てお
of
びき寄せたりもできま
make
すけど。
noises verbally, so to distract, the warriors or whoever.
呼んでますけど。
We
Really?
kind of call them. I think
Oh.
they're not
He
hearing
can
Sam yet,
shout
but
out and then
let's try to
distract
call them.
enemies? Okay.
So they'll come right at Sam.
あ、いやいや。はい、ショットガン。はい
Damn, that's a good
nice
gun.
shot.
Keep that. There's way more enemies here than they showed.
あ、ちょっと上から行きますね。
Yeah, they're probably from above. Let's go above.
あ、スモークを焚いて。
We'll also might use a smoke grenade.
はい。あー、やばいやばい。やばいですね、これ。
Oh, so close.
Oh no. Oh. Oh my gosh.
あ
Uh-oh.
ー。よっしゃ。
Well, that was good. We got him.
Yes. Yoshige.
あ
Oh,
ー。
and Neil's right there. So we need to get Neil.
スモーク焚くとこっちも見えないんで。
Well, the thing about smoke grenade is they can't see you, but we can't see them too.
で、
You don't think people will be calling this a walking
All right, I
simulator
think
this
we got
time?
him.
で、今度。
Yeah, probably not,
What are we
but
gonna do? What are you doing?
あ、これグレネードピストルという。
It's called a grenade
Who
pistol.
knows?
ショットガンを入れ
So
る
it's
ホルスターがあるんで、
like a
荷物
handgun.
にしなくても
So you don't have to package it. You could put it in your holster. So it's really good.
あ、
A small
これも
gun.
ちょっとせこい戦いが。
Yeah, it's
Nice.
yeah,
これちょっとせこいですね、これ。
yeah. It's a little cheating in a way. I mean, like not cool. It's not like how you really want to battle, but anyways. Oh no!
ooh.
あ、まあ近づくんですね。はい。
All right, we're gonna go different area.
ああ、いや。ニールさん、はい。
Yep, I think we got him.
Hi.
Okay, we'll change the shotgun.
はい、ジャンプ。あ、いたいた。はい。
There he is. We're getting him.
あ、また。
Oh, he kind of warped out.
で、
All right, where do we head
あ
now?
の方に、オドラデグで方向わかります。
And you can actually check the Ultra deck.
Super Mega
to see
Deluxe
where
Edition
he is
stream?
or
I
he
feel so.
walked to.
I mean,
So
I'm
we're
glad
gonna
we
go in
actually
that
got a boss
direction.
fight. I thought we were just going to get endless Kojima cutscenes and then that was going to be cool, but
I think we
actually
know
seeing like
where
one of the
he
big O
is.
boss battles is cool.
はい。
Although
Probably in the graveyard
I have a feeling
area.
that this is kind of a misleading boss battle to where it's supposed to seem like it's
And it's only
going
now
to be the
Neo to
same
face off with
battle
the-
over and over like from the
Oh,
first
there he
game.
is.
Because the first game they were repetitive battles,
Yeah,
but there
we
was a
could
reason for
ward
it
Neo.
because they were trying to go through like wars that America was in from World War One, World War
He walked
Two,
away.
I think Vietnam, and then they had Desert Storm or something like that.
Get him.
どこ行ったの？
But they were always like in this arena, kind of like this, where there was a lot of cover.
倒しました。
Yes, we got him.
We got him, all right.
Oh, that was a close call.
That's got to be one of the earlier fights. Although, seems like he's got a lot of weapons and stuff.
Did he say Nirvana? Is he implying this is some sort of realm for the enlightened?
Okay, up to here.
No more. What'd you guys think of that?
Someone else is going to... someone's going to drop in. It's going to be a different battle.
I know it's never easy for a creator after spending so many years building a game to finally just show the raw gameplay like that in an unfiltered way in front of the
That's
audience.
actually really ballsy. They literally had a dude
so thank you for doing that.
like here playing it live rather than just pre-recording it and making sure it was perfect. That's kind of ballsy.
One note. It's a delivery game, okay? Don't forget that.
Right, this is basically SnowRunner.
But
Remember,
this
guys,
time,
Roadcraft, SnowRunner.
People could avoid battles if you want. Or you could do stealth play if you want. Or I put in a lot of weapons and things like that in the game as well. So if you want to battle, you could. But the game is about to connect the world, right? So don't forget that meaning.
Well, I do think you have a great balance in it because there's more action, but the deliveries are so beautiful and so incredible.
Nicholas, we're going to need a spreadsheet by the time this game comes out.
You're going to have a great time playing it. So let me ask you guys, having now seen the game demo, probably for the first time too, Shioli, what do you think of what Mr. Kojima has in his head here?
Yeah, it's my first time seeing like the actual game footage. It's so awesome. I don't know, I'm not really good at games myself, but I'll definitely have a friend come over and help me play it.
Yoshike, it's available. You can pop over. Now, Troy, you've done a lot of games. You've worked on a lot of games, development of games. You obviously know what Halo did with DS1. What's your reaction to seeing that DS2?
This is my favorite part because as much fun as it is making the game, being on the set, and I have to hand it to him. Hideo does a really good job of there's a lot of materials on set when we're there. There's big poster boards and there's a lot of careful diligence that goes into each shot. And so there's a lot of information that we have. With that said, it don't look like that. We're a bunch of goofballs in performance capture suits with cameras hanging off our head in a big gray room. We're idiots being insane. And it's, yes, it's when I co-starred. Nolan North here, everybody. But the best part is every time, and it never gets old, and especially in this game, it's like, oh, that's what it looks like. And it's always better than the movie in my head. So I love that we got to see this for the first time with you guys, and I know it's just a taste of what's to come. I'm just more like, can I get it in my hands right now? Because that's how I feel.
Not long. Woodkid, we've seen some of the quieter moments that you've been a part of in the game. This is obviously a much more action-packed moment. When you were working with it, were you exposed to some of these moments to help inspire the music?
Too bad you can't have zip lines in Roadcraft. Oh, in Roadcraft? For now. Wait until Nicholas finds a workaround for that.
Things, but Hideo loves to talk in percentage, so he will show you something, it will be like 20% done, or like 30% done. And I've seen some of these things like 20, 30, 40% done, but now it's really amazing to see the stealth thing and everything. I really want to play it, and we might think that he's showing us everything tonight, and you're seeing nothing.
I know. I would agree. Yes. There is so much to this game. I said that's an early sequence from the game. And
I figured that was an early fight. I knew it.
Half the game, and it's like I can't wait to see the rest of it. And we all won't have to wait long. Obviously, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is coming out on June 26th, so later this month, which is very, very special.
Oh, June 26th. Okay, yeah. I forgot the date.
We've seen our live
I knew
demo.
it was soon. I knew it was
Is there anything
soon.
else that you wanted to share with players today?
For Death Stranding, I want to talk about music a little bit more.
Right.
So, since Yoan's here, Woodkid's here, so I want to kind of make a little announcement about some music things.
Absolutely, yes. Woodkid, we've talked a lot about the music and your collaboration with Hideo. I understand you have some news to share with people about many of your songs that are coming together for a soundtrack album.
Yes, I mean, we know the game's coming out like in June 26th, is that it? But you're going to be able to like experience the world of Death Stranding a little bit before because we made a record, and it's here. It's this guy, and I'm so excited.
Oh, that looks cool. Weird.
So excited about it.
That's a little
It is a
weird.
collection of songs that is an arbitrary contraction of the procedural developments in the game. It's initially hours and hours and hours of music, but we had to make it fit in 2 vinyls. So, yeah.
Oh,
So
why no
digital
delivery
album
drones
is
yet?
coming
Oh,
out
that's a
when?
good question. I'm sure Kojima would explain it with some sort of
Just on
nanomachines
now
thing.
already. Right now,
I think there were
actually,
drones at the
are
end
they
of the
pushing
first game, right?
button?
Like, couldn't you
I
set up?
pushed the button.
There were
It's
walking
out for
drones at the end
pre-order now,
of
and it's out in
Death Stranding 1 that you could get.
So what's cool is the album is coming out June 13th ahead of the game. So if you want to get a little preview sonically of what you're going to get to experience in the game, next Friday the Woodkid album will be out, and that has more than a dozen tracks, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's there's some variations, and there's even a featuring by someone called Hideo Kojima in it, in one of the songs.
Tell us more, Hideo, can you?
Yeah.
まあ大したもんじゃない。
It's nothing, really.
Okay.
It's not. It's amazing. It's my favorite track.
Well, we'll be listening next weekend. Speaking of the soundtrack, I think there's one more thing that you wanted to share with all of us about it, right?
まあすごい全曲いい。
There always has to be the one last big
Yes, all
thing.
the songs are great.
今サブスク
Like
で
super.
To the Wild 出てるじゃないですか。
But you have like To the Wilder on your
他の曲も
streaming
うっすら
service. And you
曲名
kind
見
of
えてるん
see
ですよね。
the album like grayed out, right? You could see the title. And I think some of you realized, but
そのちょっと
I wanted to show you a little
ことをちょっとここで紹介
kind of behind the scenes of that.
Great. Behind the scenes of To the Wilder. Check this out.
Oh, it's gonna be in the studio.
So,
Yes.
I recorded the whole version myself because there's a
Yeah.
version where I sing it all.
Yes.
We're gonna redo it all
All of it.
just you,
Yes.
chorus verses.
Yes.
See where you feel the most at ease.
Yes. So far away, I'll reach you
Beautiful.
to the wilder, to the wilder, to the wilder you. But if you doubt and question what the future holds, remember there's no place you can't call home.
Dino Nuggies, yeah.
Who we
It's pretty good. Pretty good. It's getting there.
子供できますか？ It's To the Wilder mainstream, please, first.
Oh, the strings. Oh, the strings.
Well, that seems like a bit of a reveal. We know To the Wilder with Woodkid, but it looks like L is also doing a version of this.
まあエルさん
Yes.
Teen Spirit.
I saw L's Teen Spirit, and I actually have the soundtrack. And I wanted L to sing. So when To the Wilder was made, I told Yoan, said, why don't we have L sing? But then Yoan said, no, she's my friend, and we sang together once, and it was such a coincidence. And I didn't know. I felt the connection there too. So that's why I had Elle sing the song with Yoan Woodkid.
Yeah, Yoan, I know you have a long relationship with Elle, right?
Yeah, I shot, as a director, I shot Elle when she was 14, so I've known her for a long time. And 10 years ago, we sang on stage at the Montreux Jazz Festival, and she has such an amazing voice. And on top of just giving so much with the interpretation of the song, she really changed the meaning of the lyrics by her interpretation. So I really, really love that version. And what you've seen here is just a snippet of just all the things we've put together in that record, and the Suginami Junior chorus also that we recorded in Japan with Hideo. That was on my previous record that I brought back on the soundtrack and the orchestra in Paris. So it's been just being all around the world, and the big moment of it was like singing this song with Elle. So I'm so grateful. I wish she was here tonight so I could tell her how much I love her, and I'm grateful that she's on that record with us.
Can't wait to hear it. Is it the same lyrics? Is it different? What can you tell us about the song?
Well, you have to pre-order it, and you will know exactly what this version is like. There's a few versions of To the Wilder on that record, actually.
Wow. Okay, well, we'll experience it hopefully next weekend. Very, very cool. Hideo, this track, is it something that, is it just for the album, or will this be in the game too?
Well, I want everyone to pre-order.
Pre-order?
Great song. And of course it's played a lot in the game.
A good thing at least there's not an advanced access thing going on with this one.
Time, it's like really emotional.
Especially in a single-player story game.
Coming out from your body. But first, you need to.
Although this does have like kind of multiplayer.
There's also a vinyl version. Made a beautiful.
Like there's some things you could do in the game that you can share with other people.
Beautiful design from the game, and
so it's like
also
single-player-ish, multiplayer-ish.
Available to pre-order now.
And vinyl is coming a little bit later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's great. The soundtrack, obviously, as we mentioned, will be out on June 13th. So this coming Friday, you'll get to experience the soundtrack and, of course, the game on June 26th. Well, we're approaching the end of today's show. We don't want to spoil too much of the game for you guys before you play it. But I know today is just the beginning, really the first stop of the world.
This means we're probably going to see a world premiere, first look, epic gameplay.
26th is the release date, but then afterwards I go to Sydney. The release date will be in Tokyo for an event, and then I go to Paris, London, and then after that go to parts of Asia.
Taipei, Hong Kong, Shanghai.
Throughout this year, to everywhere in the world.
What is that? Raya?
12 countries, I think.
Sao Paulo and Luca?
November, we'll have this Orchestra Death Stranding tour. And of course, that goes all around the world, so I might go. And maybe Yoan Woodkid participate in this. All other musicians will participate in this classic, orchestra tour too.
Yes, it's going to be a busy year for you, and I know you're in Sydney later this week. So it's so kind of you to come out and be a part of Summer Game Fest and the show on Friday and today, and sharing some of the game with the world for the first time here. Well, before we conclude tonight's premiere, I want to go around and see if anyone has any closing remarks on their thoughts on the chance to collaborate with Hideo and this game, starting with you, Woodkid.
Well, go play that game, because it's quite an adventure. I want to thank Hideo for having me on board. I'm so grateful. I was so free to propose things, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm glad you connected with my darkness the way I connected with yours. And thank you for allowing me so much like CPU like megabytes for the music. It usually always comes last, and this time it came first. And so I had so much like CPU allowance for the music. So there's so much.
He got one whole megabyte.
Amazing things you're gonna see on that game. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hideo, very, very much.
We did an incredible job, and it's you said, a true collaborator with Hideo on the music Troy, you've done a lot of games. Does this one feel any different to you?
Yeah, man, if it doesn't, then I should get out of this business. It always feels weird to say something so personal in such a public format, but over a decade ago, you hired me for a job, and before you left, you said, or a while later, you came to me and you said, I'm working on a great role for a great game. And you make good on that promise, my friend. And you've not only done it once, but you've done it twice. And when you say you're going to make a great game, you deliver on that promise. So thank you for giving me a job, and thank you for having me back.
No, Hideo is one of the most loyal, upstanding guys out there, and I know he really values his collaboration with you, Troy. You guys have done amazing things in the first game, and just wait until you guys see
True,
things.
first game was still pretty damn weird.
It's pretty wild. Shioli, this was your first collaboration with Hideo, going from the outreach from him to ask you to be in the game, doing the English and the Japanese voices. I know, I've
yeah,
seen
she does both.
Instagram, you being in the studio, recording the Japanese voice. I know this has been a big collaboration for you. Any final thoughts on what it was like to work with Hideo?
I don't even know where to begin. Every single process, as an actor, it was the first time to challenge everything with the shoot, ADR, but I think Hideo really understands what we go through as actors. Just talking about the music, we had like little ear things in our ear, and he'd just play your music, and just something small like that. We don't have a film set, but it really brings all the emotions out, and it's really rare that during
Troy's got good socks. Yeah, he's running a good sock game. It blends really well with his shirt and his suit.
Storytelling and the music and everything, when it comes together, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Everything was beyond imagination. So, 本当にありがとうございます. I'm so proud to be a part of this. Thank you.
Rainey has some great moments as well in the game that you'll get to see when you play it. Well, we have one last special message from Elle. Let's take a look at that now.
Hi, it's Elle again. I hope you all enjoyed the Death Stranding 2 on the beach game premiere. I can't wait for you to see tomorrow in action and for you to play the game.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Al. Well, before we wrap it up, we have to give the last word of this special celebration to the one and only Hideo Kojima.
Death
Stranding is about a game of connection. And when I tried to create 2, everyone experienced a pandemic, right? Together, everyone was solitude, alone. And people were worried what's going to happen to the future. But then I had to create DS2. And, I talked with Norman, Leia, Troy,
the Reedus,
as well, and the new members, Elle, Shiori, and Yoan as well. We became connected for DS2, and now we're finished.
Come on, show just a little bit more game footage. Come on, Kojima.
Even development.
The boss battle was really good.
So strange.
Like, I'm glad we got to see that. I'm also glad we got to see that fight with Rainey. Or tomorrow, or whatever the hell. I think it was tomorrow. The lady who beat up all the robots and then swam around in the oil.
Everyone had this real experience.
Come on, show us one last final battle.
During the pandemic as well, and I wouldn't have made it with all of these people, including you. So I want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it.
I hope
Thank you
so
for
too.
all that you do, Hideo. I know we're all very excited to play Death Stranding 2. Thanks to you, thanks to all our guests on stage, thanks to Elle, and thanks to all of you for watching online, being here in...
What? What's going on? Did we get cut off? Oh, here we go.
Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is available for
We're good.
pre-order now and launches exclusively on PlayStation 5. on June 26th. And you can check out PlayStation.com for more information on the game. In the meantime, to all of you in the audience and for those tuning in on the live stream, thank you so much for giving us your time and watching this. We hope you enjoyed today's game premiere for Death Stranding 2 on the beach for PlayStation 5. Thank you all so much. Have a great night.
Ah, damn it. Well, still worth it. I thought the boss battle was actually quite interesting, but was not what I was, I'm not shocked to see that it was very similar to 1, but I think it'll be different. I think it's a debate from Kojima to make you think, oh, the first couple of boss battles are all going to be the same, like they were in the first game, but probably not. All right, chat, I'm going to run. Anyway, June 8th, 2025 was the game premiere at the Orpheum Theater for the release on June 26, 2025. I'll probably pre-order this one like the night before, and we'll play Death Stranding then. But before we play Death Stranding 2, we will be playing The Alters, which is also kind of very interesting and has a lot of that Kojima-esque stuff, but from 11-bit Studios. So I'm very curious. Obviously, Death Stranding 2 will be a much bigger, grander game because Kojima's crazy with the storytelling, but The Alters will still very much be worth it, and I hope they do a good job. We're also going to play Broken Arrow this month, and that's going to be another big one. So I think what we'll be doing is for this next week, Monday through Friday, or rather Sunday, we're probably going to be playing Dune every morning. And then we'll figure out what we play at night for the Steam Next Fest, which begins tomorrow. So a bunch of free games are going to be on Steam starting tomorrow, and they're going to be a bunch of free demos, and maybe some games will go on discount and some other stuff like that. So we'll see. Hey, thank you very much for the bit there, Common Sense. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the bits, the subs, the super chats. Thanks for all the member bombs and whatnot. I'm going to go grab some food, and then I guess I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. And until next time, I'll be seeing everybody on June 26, 2025 for Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Have a good evening, everyone. Thanks for watching. It's been a big day of streaming today. Big day. 13 hours of streams. Wow. Crazy. Woo!